after Mr. Stewart.
Good evening, Kevin Stewart, 615 Sycamore Grove Road, Wingate, North Carolina. I'm not going to talk about needs. You gentlemen have already expended over $500,000 in hard dollars and study costs and probably another $500,000 in administrative overhead to tell you what the UCPS needs are. If you don't know about it, I suggest it's just like the sewer plants. You have a management problem, gentlemen. Let's see, some of you wanted a trial. You didn't want to mediate. You didn't want to settle this. As a matter of fact, I remember standing and listening to Mr. Johnson and Mr. Aikmus on the front porch of the old house with Marion Cox trumpet how there would never be a mediated settlement in this case. You wanted it to go to trial. You'd have a judge and a jury put the schools in their place. Well, gentlemen, you've got the trial. You've got a jury verdict. And now that jury verdict's accumulating interest at the tune of basically $19,945 per day. $140,000 per week, over $600,000 per month, or $7.28 million per year. Now, to back up my claim that you didn't want to mediate this thing, you know, back on July 21st, I sent you an offer. The board sent you an offer, and I followed up with an email to all of you, basically to hold the line on property tax, fully fund the schools, implement the penny formula, and put our budgetary discussions to bed for 3 years. It was time to end the political posturing, the bureaucratic misgivings, the egos, and time for us all to govern as the people elected us to do. But you weren't interested in that. Mr. Johnson instructed the county attorney that he wanted to depose Chairman Yurchuk and myself to see legally if we could be tripped up in the process. He also offered in an email, all this is documented by email, by the way, he also offered to monitor my Facebook status page to see if I would hang myself during the trial. Well, Mr. Johnson, there's plenty of rope spooled out, but there's no sitting around my neck. I'm here to assure you of that, my friend. You know, as early as March, when you corresponded with the county manager, your words, find us a smoking gun. You didn't want resolution. You wanted a conflict. Again, June 13th, you and Commissioner Helms, the email that Mr. Johnson said, basically my suggestion would be to limit all discussions to phone and in person. In the event of mediation, they will request any and all emails. And I mean, what did you want to hide? You talk about transparency. Why do you want to hide the people's business, Mr. Johnson? Another request was sent to you guys for open records, July 26th, asking if you'd had any correspondence with the General Assembly. Well, Mr. Johnson said no, but mighty funny, we go back to July the 9th, and here's an email you even copied Representative Brody's office on. Todd, you spoke with a forked tongue, even to the people you serve. Emily Patterson back here in the audience, you had a string of emails with her where you were patronizing, but then when you forwarded it to your friend Brian Rogers down at Jesse Helms Center, your comment about her, as if you didn't know, she's a registered Democrat. Well, you're elected to represent Democrats in this county as well. Also, another time, you got a message from Sarah Joel, and you asked Miss Joel about her concerns, but then when you responded to all your folks, your words, I pray this biddy makes good on her promise. That would be one less kid we have to educate. You, sir, should be ashamed of that. And there's plenty more where this comes from, and it's going to come out, gentlemen. The Guardian and Union County are going to stand against this nonsense. You need to settle this suit and settle it now.